Hi, welcome to Survival Skills. So I'm on the Hard Times server today, and I just recently finished building this Logical Geek Boy wither farm, and I'm testing it. I've been gone for about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. I did a test, a 15-minute test on this earlier, and I got about 10 withers in 15 minutes. But then I've done a lot of slabbing since then. That's the key to this farm. You got to like put slabs everywhere, like around here. I'll show you in a minute just what I mean by that. It's a lot of slabbing, but if you can do it, if you can get yourself to do it, you can get some pretty good output from this farm. I am still waiting to see. I have another farm in the other world that's a Tango Tech farm that's simple to build. You still have to do a ton of slabbing, but so far we've pulled enough skulls out of that farm to get, we have beacons all over the place, and they all came from that farm. I just wanted to see what this farm would do. So here's what I've got so far, and I'm just getting ready to count it. So let me go into first person here and let's see what we've got. So and then we'll go up and look at the farm. So let's see. We've got I don't know how many. I'm just going to start picking them off one at a time and count as I go. But we got a tube full of these. So again, this is 30 to 45 minutes worth here. I'm going to use an axe so I can just whack them one at a time. Hopefully it won't be a precise count, but it'll be pretty close. So here we go. One. They're one hit, by the way. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26. So 26 withers in 30 to 45 minutes. That's not too shabby. But I'm going to do a lot better than that when I'm done, but it's going to take a lot of work. So I probably didn't get any skulls because I wasn't using a looting sword there. I was using an axe and my inventory's full. So let's see. Yeah, I don't see any laying on the ground. But if you're using a looting sword with that many withers, you do a couple of, fill this tube up a couple of times, I'm sure you're going to get stuff. So the nice thing about that is if you got to run out and do something, you can just leave yourself in there and just AFK there, and when you come back, you'll have a bunch of withers to try and get a skull from. So here's the farm, the long shot of the farm. So this is Logical Geek Boy again, and there are 3 spawning pads here, and he talks about how to build this in his tutorial. I'll just give you the real quick version of this. The spawning area where they spawn is 19 by 19, and it has to be grass blocks, dirt, coarse dirt, something that you can plant a wither rose on. Okay, so that green part right there is 19 by 19. And then from there, we went out 5 blocks worth of nether brick all the way around. And we've got 3 floors that are built just like that. And then you can see that they're 3 tall, 1, 2, 3. So 3 tall, because the withers are 3 tall. We had to leave room for them to spawn. And then on the front here, we do a little cutout so the withers can see through the front and they can see this golem right here. So the way it works is you've got these dogs here, and this would probably be one of the trickiest parts for doing this in survival. I'm going to try it in survival on the survival server, is getting the dogs in. It's not that tricky. I think I can get them through a portal and then just get them up into these positions right here. This is all described in his tutorial, the exact placement of all this stuff. get them up in there. And what they do is they scare the withers, so the withers will run forward a little bit, and they'll tend to collect up in this area right up in here. And then when they get up into this area up in here, they'll see these golems. So there's one golem for each floor. All three floors are built exactly the same. They'll see the golem and go for the golem, and then they'll drop down the drop chute down here. Let's see if I can get down there. So then they drop down this drop chute, and we've got a lava blade right there. Now that's just to break their fall. The lava doesn't hurt them, but this basically, it stops their momentum so that they don't take fall damage. And then from here we drop them down 21 blocks to the killing chamber. That's how we get them down to half a heart. And that lava there makes sure that even if they jump off the top shelf here, that they aren't going to take extra fall damage. They're all going to land in the lava, and then from there it's 21 blocks down here to the holding chamber. So you just got the drop chute. They're gonna run off, try and get the golem, and they're gonna fall down the drop chute, and then you can stand down there. They're gonna be half heart by the time they get down there, and you can help yourself. Let me toss out some inventory here, and I'll just give you a demo of the farm. It's kind of fun to watch. They don't go screaming, running away from the dogs. They kind of wander up to the dogs and stare at the dogs, but they do prefer not to be around the dogs, so they tend to move toward the front of the farm. And when they get up into that area up in front of the farm, then they'll see the golem, and then they get real active because they want the golem bad. And again, it's all described. You know, the tutorial that Logical Geek Boy did is excellent. So let's see here. We want wither. I want an egg. Wither. Egg. Don't know why I couldn't spell wither. Here we go. So I'm just going to throw a couple of, actually let's go down in here and I'll throw them from here. So we've got dogs around us here. I'm going to put them in the back of the farm here, a couple of them. And then if you walk up here, you'll see that they kind of wander around a little bit, look at the dogs, decide they would kind of prefer to come up toward the front of the farm. And when they come up toward the front of the farm, there's this kind of magic zone that once they get close enough, they'll see the golem and they'll go for the golem. And it's pretty much 100%. If I wait here long enough, they'll all eventually wander up into this area. And when they do, they can see up over the top of this glass here, and they can see the golem. The other design thing here that you might want to make a note of is that he placed the golems at a perfect height so that only the withers can see the golem. We don't want any skeletons shooting at the golem. So if I bring some skeletons in here, there's a skeleton spawn egg here. I can spawn a bunch of skeletons here. You'll see that none of them are going to shoot at the golem because they don't see him. They don't see his eye line. It's just like the Techman 88 slime farm, same principle. The skeletons aren't tall enough to see over this barrier right here and make eye contact with the golem, so they won't bother him. They'll just, anything that spawns in here besides a wither is going to die. Then the withers will see the golem and they'll run off and try and get him and plummet down into the drop zone where you can harvest them. So that's the basic layout of that farm, and I think it works. I'm in 1.15.2. That's the version of Minecraft that I'm running. This was developed in earlier versions. I wanted to see if it will work, and it looks like it works just fine. So I'm real happy with that. Now take a look at what you got to do to get your production out of this farm. When you first build this farm, if you haven't done all this slabbing, you're not going to get much out of this. I had to slab the entire nether fortress here, so inside and on top. So we used quartz, so all this white here is where we had to slab. And you can see that we had to go out a ways, and we did some experimenting with lava. I don't really like the lava because I don't like flowing lava or flowing water. I'm not sure what it's going to do lag wise on the server, but we experimented with it a little bit there. But you can see how far out we went out to here. I still need to go down underneath here. And then there's some big areas around the back. But you want to go out, a ways to get the rates out of this farm. And then, of course, anything like up in this area here is got to be done, got to be slabbed. So I've got quite a bit more that I need to do. And in survival, you're going to be laying slabs. You're not going to be pouring lava and using TNT because it's just not practical to do that in survival. So plan to cut a bunch of slabs, and I slab enough to kind of get things going, and then I'll just keep coming back doing a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and I'll see gradual improvements in the output from the farm. There's a wither right there. Over time, I'll see gradual improvements, and once I've got this out about as far as I can see, I think it'll be good enough that I can just AFK down here for 15, 20 minutes and probably have a cage full of withers and get some wither skulls. The Techman 88 farm, the Tango Tech farm I have has produced at least 100 skulls. But you have to run around and fight blazes and stuff like that, which is kind of fun for a while. But so I got skulls out of it, but now I'm kind of looking forward to doing this one in that survival world so that I can just AFK here, wait for this to fill up, clear it out, see how many skulls I get. Now I'm going to put some hoppers underneath here that go into a chest. I just haven't done that yet, but pretty easy to do. You can stick hoppers right underneath these slabs and they'll pull the drops right through the slab and into the chest for you. And you'll get an occasional blaze, but it's 99% of what you're going to get here is going to be withers. The wither roses kill everything else, so that they also keep the mob cap nice and clean. Because if anything spawns up there like pigmen, they die like very quickly, which clears the mob cap for more wither spawning. So that's another thing I like about this farm. So I'm not sure how many of those are left over from when I was popping eggs up there, and how many have spawned since then. But I don't have to wait long to fill this tube up. So I'll continue laying slabs, and this was an experimental world. Probably going to go build this in survival on the other server. And if you're wondering where I got all those wither roses, we did build actually 2 wither rose farms on the other server. And see, that guy was a spawn. He spawned while we were talking. So I'll show you those, because those are pretty neat. We use a wither to kill endermen, and they drop tons of roses. And it's a pretty easy farm to build. So you'll need that too if you're going to build this farm, because you'll need the wither roses. Anyway, I think I'll end it here. I just wanted to show the latest experiment. I am pretty happy with it. I'm going to continue laying the slabs, and I hope it's going to get a whole lot better than even this. But even if this is all I got, I would be pretty happy. So thanks a lot for watching. If you like the video, please click the like button. If you have questions or comments, please leave those below. And if you want to make sure not to miss out on future videos, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks a lot for all your support for the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.